Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Proverbs 221. Proverb today is out of the frying pan and into the fire. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. If someone says that she or he has got out of the frying pan and into the fire, it means that a person has left or gotten out of a dangerous, bad, or stressful situation, only to end up in an even worse one. Okay, let's continue. The origin of the proverb may have come from an old Greek saying about running from the smoke and into a flame. Okay, this saying inspired a number of writings. One of the closest to the proverb comes from a fable by Absenteum, okay, who based his fables on like the Aesop model. So, the same type where it was probably short, trying to teach a lesson, and often using animals to do it. Let's continue. His fable called The Fish in the Frying Pan is about some fish being cooked alive in hot oil. One of the fish convinces some others to jump out. When they did so, they landed on some burning coals and suffered an even worse death. So they still died, but they died in an even more painful way. The moral of the story is when we are avoiding present dangers or trying to escape from a present danger, be sure not to fall into worse ones. Yeah, sometimes in our rush to get out of one, we might run into something else that's worse. Okay, let's continue. The proverb we see today in English appeared in a pamphlet by Sir Thomas More in 1528. So he's the one that's usually given credit with first saying it, very similar, in a similar manner to the way we say it today. Here's the quote. And of course, remember, this is Old English. This is English from the 1500s, so the spelling of the words will be different. But I'll read it kind of like the way it probably would be read, today. They leap like a flounder is a type of fish, out of the frying pan into the fire. And if you look close enough, you'll see that a lot of the spellings of the words are very different in the 1500s than they are in our present time. Let's continue. And we have two examples here to show this. Here's the first one. I thought my last boss was bad. However, this new boss is far worse. I feel like I jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire. Well, this would be one way we would use it. Or number two, she got away from her ex-husband who was an alcoholic, only to discover her new husband is a wife beater. So he actually beats her up, which is probably even worse than the alcoholic. She feels like she jumped out of the frying pan and into the fire. So this is just the way we would hear it. You're in a bad situation, you're trying to get out of that one, and maybe you kind of, maybe you're not careful enough and you rush into another one, and that one is actually even worse than the one you were in before. Anyway, I hope you got it. I hope it's clear. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.